everyone, welcome back. It's Shay. Today we're going to be talking about the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. I was so excited when I heard that they were doing a collab because I love Gwen Stefani. No doubt, you know, all that good stuff. I just think it was super cool, that collaboration idea. So I was going to do my November favorites today, and then I got this in the mail. This will be available at Sephora and I believe all the locations December 1st. I got my hands on it a little bit early because I'm a VIB Rouge at Sephora, which was exciting. I'm not really sure. I think it's already available on urbandecay.com. I could be wrong though. I'll link it below if it is. This is so cute. First of all, look at the packaging. I got this maybe 2 days ago and I've been dying to use it. So today was the first day I actually got to play with it, but just look at the packaging. It's so pretty. It is $58 for 15 shades in here. Out of the 15, 5 of them are matte and the rest are shimmery. The one thing I really do love about this palette is it goes really far back. You can open it all the way. Of course, Urban Decay always has a really large mirror. I don't want to show you because I don't want to blind you guys, but look at the colors in here. It is just so pretty. So I use mainly, like these three in the middle are just like the perfect matte everyday colors. This is really a wearable everyday palette for me aside from these two shades. Yeah, I did this eyeshadow look I'm wearing right now and we'll just get started and show you guys what I did. First, I'm gonna start out with my lip conditioner and Fast Response Eye Cream, both from MAC. These have been my go-to. Lately, my lips have been so chapped, even more than usual, and my eyes have been so puffy, even more than usual, so I'm starting out with these. Next, we're going to fill in our brows. I'm using the Brow Beater from Urban Decay. I'm using the shade Taupe. I'm just going to kind of underline and overline my eyebrows and then fill them in with this medium brown Brow Wiz from Anastasia. That way those two colors mixed kind of make them look more natural, I think. Then we're going to go around the edges with some Pro Longwear Concealer from MAC and a MAC 212 brush and just kind of line them. And then I'm going to go ahead and line the top as well just to kind of carve them out. Now we're going to prime our eyes for eyeshadow. I'm going in with MAC Paint Chili Paint Pot. This is my favorite one to prime for shadow. Just helps your shadows not crease and really makes them stay all day. Now we're busting out the palette. The first shade I'm going to use is Skimp, and I'm putting this on my E70 angled shader brush from Sigma. And just so you guys know, since it's Cyber Monday, all of Sigma's website is 20% off right now. So that's an amazing price. My link is down below if you want to use it. Otherwise, it's just sigmabeauty.com. Then we're going to go in with Stark. This is such a pretty crease shade if you're fair like me. If you're darker, you can of course use the ones on either side of Stark. But I'm just putting this in the crease with an E40 from Sigma, and I go back and layer this up about 3 times. Next, we're going in with Anaheim, which is a really nice matte brown that's a little darker than Stark. It's actually a lot darker than Stark, so we're going to go in and build that up in the crease area even deeper than we were using the original Stark shade. I'm doing this with a Sonia Kashuk crease brush. I like it because it's a lot skinnier than the original brush I was using. Then I'm going to go back, as I always do, with an E40 in that original color and just blend out that Anaheim shade to make sure it doesn't end abruptly. You really want those two browns to blend into each other so that it fades out really nice and doesn't look too choppy. Next, I'm going in with Baby. It's kind of a muted, sparkly rose color, and I'm putting this on my inner eyelid over to about halfway across my eyelid with a MAC 242 brush. Now I'm going in with Punk, which is that top right corner color. It's kind of a red brown. It's really pretty. It's one of my favorite shades in the palette. And then I'm just applying that right on the outer corner of my eye and on the crease area with a Sigma E25, and then I switched back to that Sonia Kashuk brush. I got a little crazy just because these are such pigmented shadows, so I'm going over that light shade on the inner part of my eyelid once again just because I got kind of too crazy with the Punk color. I wanted to really play with that Harajuku pink, even though I wasn't really planning to use it since this is my first time using this shadow. I just kind of popped that right in the center of my eyelid because I wanted to play with that pink color. It's really pretty. Now we're going to add some winged liner. I'm using my go-to winged liner pen. This is Trooper by Kat Von D. And I was actually pretty rusty, you guys. I've been using gel liner again, so this took me a while. So I just kind of fast forward through this so you guys don't have to sit and watch it forever. And then I'm just sharpening up that edge with a wet makeup wipe. Now I'm going in with this Becca, I think this is called like Ultimate Shine Poreless something, I don't even know. It's like a primer, and I just had a sample of it, so I wanted to use it, and I did not like it. Just so you guys know, it was way too matte to the point where my foundation was like sticking in certain areas. But my foundation I decided to use is the Waterproof Nourishing Pro Longwear from MAC, which I love this foundation. It's interesting because it's waterproof, but I like to apply it with a soaking wet beauty blender. I'm not really sure why, but I find that it works really well with a beauty blender. Now to highlight under our eyes, I'm going in with MAC Prep and Prime Radiant Rose Highlighting Pen. I have been loving this, you guys. I cannot tell you. It was in my last month favorites, and it's going to be in my favorites again because I just think it's so brightening, and I really like it because it is a little lighter as far as coverage compared to a concealer, which is what I usually use under the eye area. So I'm just drawing all sorts of weird lines all over my face and then buffing them out with a beauty blender again. And then I also brought out my little baby beauty blender to try that out. I got this during the Sephora VIB sale, so I haven't used it yet. Today was my first day, and I really did like it. It's a lot smaller, so it's easier to get in under the eye area and be more precise with where you're applying your concealer or Radiant Rose or whatever. Now I'm going to go in with Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation, and my shade is N4. A couple people have asked me. It's very light. I am shade N4, and I'm just dusting this all over my face with a big powder brush. Okay, this is another one of my favorites. I've been loving this NARS palette too, you guys. I've been like having zero buyer's remorse for everything I got at the Sephora VIB sale. I've been loving it. So I'm just using that light shade to set my under eye with a tapered highlighter F35 brush from Sigma. And then I'm going in with my new Sigma brush. I've been loving this one too. It's the Soft Angled Contour F23 for my bronzer. The bronzer I used is out of that same palette. It's called Laguna. And this brush I'm using, if you guys didn't watch my last video, I think it was that video I was talking about this new line from Sigma. It's called Architecture, and they have a bunch of new brushes all about highlighting and contouring, so that's what this brush is from. So I've been checking these out. I've really been liking them. And then make sure you take your bronzer and carry it all the way down your neck. That way you want to blend your makeup down your neck. You don't want it to just end at your jawbone. Now I'm taking Blasphemy out of that same NARS palette, and I'm using this on an F10 Sigma blush brush, and I'm putting this on. I seriously do like 3 layers. I am just so fair now that we're this far into winter that I just feel very pale. So I've been using a lot of blush lately just to give myself some color. Now I'm going in with Champagne Pop, of course, from Becca to highlight, and I'm using this on an Anastasia highlighting brush. I've been enjoying this brush. I found it at Macy's at the Anastasia section, and it's really nice because it just pops it right where you want it, right on the tops of your cheekbones. And it's really precise, but it's still fluffy enough to blend it out so it's not too harsh. Then I'm going in with that pearl shade, the white one, and I'm popping that right on the tops of my cheekbones over top of the Champagne Pop. And then I'm going to take it on an E70 again from Sigma and put it right in the inner corners of my eyes too to really highlight that area. Now we're going to go to the lips. I'm using MAC Prep and Prime. This is essential for me, especially with chapped lips, or if you're using a dark lip color, it's really helpful. Then I'm going in with Boldly Bare lip pencil from MAC. It's kind of a peachy nude. And then I'm going to use a limited edition thing. I'm so sorry. It's the Vamplify. This color is actually called Spanking Hot. It's so funny. This name cracks me up. But I love these. They're kind of like really pigmented glosses is how I would describe it. They're probably sold out now, this color, but they have some of the colors still on MAC.com if you want to check it out. Now I'm going back with Punk underneath my eyes on a 212 brush from MAC, and I'm just going to line my lower lash line with this color. And then we're going to go back and buff it out to kind of smoke out our lower lash line. To smoke out that Punk color, I'm going to grab some Harajuku, that baby pink metallic shade again, and I'm just using this on a Sonia Keshik pencil brush. This brush is really old, so it's not available anymore, but it's just a simple pencil brush. Grab whatever one you have and just kind of go back and forth and buff out that Punk color. I'm going to line my waterline using Feline Eye Kohl from MAC. It's just a black eyeliner. And I'm going to go ahead and use some Lash Accelerator mascara from Rimmel. And I'm going to put this on my lower lash line and then just one coat on top to prep for the false lashes we're going to apply next. I'm going in with Sasha from Huda Beauty. These are some really dramatic lashes. If you guys watched my Sephora VIB haul, you saw that I was like dying laughing when I got these just because they're so huge, but I actually ended up really liking them. Since the band is so thick, you just want to set them on your lashes like I'm doing here and see the difference that makes. It makes the biggest difference. These lashes are so pretty, but I found that it's easier to just set them on and just tack each corner in rather than using tweezers like I normally do just because the band is so thick. I don't know why. I think it's easier that way. I'm just going back with that Punk color on that same Sonia Keshik brush, and I'm just adding a little bit more on the lower lash line. Once I added those dramatic lashes, I felt like the lower lash line just needed a little bit more drama. I'm going to set my face with some L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Setting Spray, and then that is all we are doing today. I hope you guys like this look. It's kind of thrown together, but I really wanted to use this palette, so I just jumped right in. I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys soon.